The House of Commons in 1913 was one that had been elected in December of 1910. Given that there were two elections in December of 1910, in January and in December, the one thing that parliamentarians could be sure of was the consistency of the vote in the constituencies. However, by 1913, one of the key problems was that the mandate of the Liberal government had begun to run quite thin. The Liberals had been elected on one clear policy: to end the privilege of the House of Lords and also to pass Lloyd George's 1909 People's Budget. By 1913, both these had been achieved, and at this point, the major issue before Parliament was the passage of Irish Home Rule. Ireland had not been on the agenda in 1910, and thus there was a questionable mandate as to what the government could do in 1913 with regards to Ireland. Whereas the public had confidently voted for the Liberal Party to end the power of the House of Lords, they had not voted for the Liberal Party to break up the unitary style system of government that united the kingdoms of Ireland and Britain. As such, in 1913, the Conservatives and the opposition argued that the people had not voted in this government to pass Home Rule, that with the castration of the House of Lords, with the Parliament Act, the Home Rule legislation was now a fait accompli, and one of the key safeguards of the British Constitution up to 1911 had been removed. As such, in 1913, there was a real crisis. Home Rule was essentially going to go through Parliament. There was no reason why it wouldn't. And on the other side, the public didn't agree with this catastrophic breaking up of the Union. Just to give you a sense of where Parliament was in 1913 and how it was composed, there were 272 Liberals and 271 Conservatives, the slimmest of majorities. As such, the Liberal government, under Herbert Henry Asquith, the Prime Minister, relied on the votes of Irish nationalists and Labour MPs to get his legislation through the division lobbies.